Today we are going to be making a set for our puppet to live in. We're going to be making a park. The supplies we will need to construct our set are sky blue paper for the sky, darker green paper for the trees, light or bright green paper, that's going to be for the grass, a roll of thin brown paper, that's going to be for the ground, cotton, the cotton is used for the clouds, paper towel rolls for tree trunks. If you don't have paper towel rolls, we can make our own paper rolls out of this roll of brown paper. Tissue paper for the trunks to give them texture. You can use any color you like. I chose to use this bright orange. Masking tape, a hot glue gun, and plenty of these hot glue gun sticks. Pipe cleaners for making flowers. We're definitely going to need some green pipe cleaners for the stems of the flowers, and then whatever color pipe cleaner you want the flower petals to be. Some lighter green modeling clay. This will be for sprigs of grass that we'll be putting around the flowers. Regular white glue, a pair of scissors, a pair of wire cutters or pliers with wire cutters, a piece of metal. I'm using a pretty big piece of galvanized steel. It has to be flat, that's really important. I found my piece of metal at the scrap yard. The metal is used to keep the puppet standing up because the puppet has magnets in its feet. So it's important that the metal be magnetic, which means that aluminum won't work. To start, we want to pick a location where we can create our set and then leave it there as long as we need to, because animation can take a while. A table that is pushed up against a wall or a countertop like I have that's right up against the wall works well. The first thing we'll want to do is securely tape the flat piece of metal down to your counter or table. Next, we're going to roll out the thin brown paper. We'll roll it right over the piece of metal so that it's hidden underneath. And cut a piece that is 36 inches by 24 inches. This will be the ground of our set. We want to tape the paper down very securely around the edges. Next, we're going to put the bright green paper down. That's going to be the grass in the park. So we're going to cut a kind of a curving line across the middle of the green poster board. When we separate the cut piece of green paper, that will be the path that our puppet will be standing on. We want to make sure that under the path where you see the brown paper, the metal that we taped down is underneath, because that's where the puppet will be standing. We want to make sure that his magnets are keeping him standing up. Then we're gonna tape down the green paper using lots and lots of little masking tape rolls all around the bottom of it, and especially around the edges. Looks like he stands up okay. Good. Okay, next we're gonna do the sky. And we're gonna begin by taking pieces of masking tape and making them into little loops and then sticking them all around the back of the paper and then sticking the paper to the wall. Okay, now it's time to plug in the hot glue gun. Now we're gonna make some trees. If you don't have paper towel rolls, we can use the scrap of brown paper left over from making the ground. Choose a size that we want the tree to be, cut it, roll it up, and then do a line of hot glue. Carefully press the paper down. It's not quite straight on the bottom, so to make sure that it'll stand up, we're going to Make a few little cuts around the bottom, fold them out, and you can see that these are going to be like a stand for the tree. I'm going to be making the rest of the trees with paper towel rolls because they're just a little bit sturdier. So we're gonna start by cutting out tree branches. First, you fold the green paper over. It's about a couple inches wide, and then we're gonna start cutting out the branches. Next, you want to cut out 2 more of these tree shapes. Make a line of hot glue about 1/3 of the way down the paper towel roll all the way up to the top, and then securely glue a tree shape down right in the middle. Make another line of hot glue about 1 inch over and securely glue another tree shape down, and then go ahead and do that a 3rd time. After you've done that, you want to glue the 3 tree shapes together at the top. Now we're going to glue the tree down. So you make a ring of hot glue as big as the base of your tree. Set it down on the glue and hold it still. Do another ring of hot glue around the outside. Hold it still until the glue has dried. Now we're going to add some texture to the trunk of the tree. This part is optional. If you like the way that the tree trunk looks, then that's fine. You can use it that way. I just think it looks too much like a paper towel roll. So I'm adding some tissue paper, this bright orange tissue paper. You tear off a piece of tissue paper that is probably too big to fit on the trunk, just to make sure. And then you start by putting white glue all along the trunk of the tree, the paper towel roll. And then you glue the tissue paper down onto the trunk in sort of a wrinkly way, rubbing it down all over and tearing out little squiggly pieces for the roots, which you also glue down to the green grass paper. You can make the trunk as wrinkly looking or as straight looking as you like. It's really up to you. And also the size of the roots are up to you too. If you want to make big lumpy roots, then you use more tissue paper. I'm making 5 trees for the set, but you can make as many trees as you like, or as few as you like. I like to make every tree look just a little bit different, so I'll make the bark more wrinkly on one tree, or bunch it up thicker on one tree, the other one be smoother. One tree has 3 roots visible, and another one will have 4 or 5. Next, we're going to glue the cotton balls to the background. And I just put some glue on the back of the cotton ball carefully, and squish it onto the wall and hold it there until it dries. You can see that I'm wearing a respirator, but that's not necessary as long as you ventilate properly. Now we're going to be making the pipe cleaner flowers. So I start by cutting a short-ish piece of green pipe cleaner. It's a couple inches long, and then I pick my flower petal color, which is yellow, and I start looping the pipe cleaner over to make a petal shape, and then I twist it around and make another loop, and just repeat that until I have as many petals as I'd like to have. I'd say most flowers have at least 3 or 4 petals. You can do more if you want. Then you want to cut the pipe cleaner when you're finished and twist the yellow pipe cleaner to the green stem pipe cleaner until they are securely twisted together. Next, I twist a little loop in the green stem to make a little leaf on the flower. Take the hot glue gun and make a hot glue pile in the grass where you'd like to put the flower, and then quickly put the flower stem into the hot glue. Careful not to burn yourself. Hold it there until it's dry. It's good to bend the very end of the stem so that there's a little flat platform for the flower to stand on when you put it in the glue. This last flower that we're making right now, we're not going to glue down to the ground because this is the flower that our puppet is going to pick. So we want to put it pretty close to the path. And instead of gluing it down, we're going to take a piece of the light green modeling clay and make a little clump of grass just by shaping the clay into little points. And then we put the end of the pipe cleaner flower into the clay, which will hold it up. When we animate the puppet picking the flower, it'll come up right out of the clay. Next, we're gonna add some little sprigs of grass around the rest of the flowers just to make it blend in and not look like the only flower that is growing next to grass. Now the puppet has a place to hang out, a cute park. So in the next tutorial, we're going to learn how to do animation. This is the set I've been working on for my feature film. It's a very odd sort of set. Promise I'd show you guys though. This is the inside of the villain's body. And as you can see, there's people living there. There's a table, that's a kidney. The lungs are couches, the heart also a couch. The bed's a liver. It's supposed to be a very surreal kind of set. And that's the thing about animation is you can do whatever you want. And you can get as weird as you want too. It's fun.